Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Saturday. It is Saturday, right? Yeah, it's Saturday. So, I thought I'd start a few minutes early. Let's get some music going. Hey, Wreckage and Disaster. Hello, good morning, The Observer. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you got your cat to bed. I mean, yeah, I get that, Hayden. I get that. Oh, just put coffee down my bollocks. No, but not autistic diagnosed anyway. I hope the law comes down hard on this one for them. Yeah, I hope it does. It was that I want to help people that I laughed at as well. Yeah, because I want to help people now. Ugh, yeah, they want to help people. There was someone on TikTok raised money for Hope Harley and kept the money. Oh, well. No, I did see a post where he just shows there's no level they will stoop to. No, they won't. They won't. I did see a post where they posted a they posted a thing of like they sent money to it, but then people called it out and someone said it's like a pound. Um, oh, Kevin, Mr. TikTok UK official. Well, they all seem to run in the same circles, don't they? So there's that. And we have heard that one before. We've heard it all before. We've heard it all before. So I ask again, how is everyone doing? I know everyone, judging from the comment sections on some people's posts yesterday, um, a lot of people were pissed off and angry. And I'm guessing that a few people are still going to be, um, we'll say, high rate. Is that the most that best term I could think of? Irate, pissed off, angry, all the adjectives you can think of. Hi Rosie. So yeah, I think a lot of people were angry yesterday when the letter, quote unquote, I say letter was released. Because I said, what happened? I wasn't on the app very much yesterday. Alphabet has released a, we'll say, letter. You know, the letter that was going to take 3 weeks, but has only taken a week. Um, yeah. So they've released that. They've also released some vlog content of them cooking. Um, and then they went out and bought a load of hair dye because I think they
Thanks for the
fucked up their
gift.
hair. Good morning, Joe. I think they fucked up their hair. So a lot of people think that the letter is fake. Um, a lot of people think that because it's alphabet, which, by the way, um, so hang on, let me find. So let me get up the thing that I wanted to. It's that one I want. Right, it's that one I want. Before I bring this up, no, in fact, I'll bring it up now. Um, That is not what I fucking wanted. That's what I fucking wanted. How rude. Hi, Lady Far. So, um, I need. Oh, wait, no, I don't need to do that. It should be here, I think. Um, I think I've done this correctly. We'll see. So, you'll remember this. I would do it better. But y'all remember this, okay? Right. Remember this. So, there's the reason why I'm bringing this up. This was on the, well, on the 6th. On the 6th, okay? Now,
Thanks for the gift.
the Resistance put up a post that was very similar to this. Hey, Jess, thank you for the heart, mate. Put up a post very similar to this. And then I think Real Witch did a comment to it, and a few other people commentated to it. Oh, and the hair dyeing Kirsten, yeah, I know. And the Kirsten? The posting to it. We're going to get onto that, Shazzy. So, this post, okay? As I said, the Resistance put up a similar post and saying that this can be forged. And I think, right, at the time when the Resistance put up that post, I turned around and said, I ran on the assumption that Alphabet had originally posted the Resistance post. Judging from today's actions, or rather yesterday's actions, sorry, I don't know why the Resistance put up that post. It was to prove that this, along with yesterday's actions, it's all fake. All of it. The whole 9 yards. Even this, which can, a lot of us turned around and said, Autism Hub, right. It's contradicting each other. What Alphabet put up yesterday is contradicting this. So I think this is all fake now. There was no phone call. There was nothing. Alphabet has not even had a pre-assessment at this point. Not even a pre-assessment. Because if Alphabet can fake yesterday's events, then Alphabet can fake this. And I think that's the point that the Resistance and other people were trying to make. But I was running on the assumption, I know more for me, I was running on the assumption that this was real. Alphabet could have had a pre-assessment. They could have. But yesterday's actions, no chance. If they can fake that letter and fake it the way that they have, because it's not just the 2 letters that go with it, there is another element to it as well. I gave the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I gave the benefit of the doubt when it came to this. Oh, Helen, they faked the autism diagnosis letter. I gave Alphabet the benefit of the doubt, which I shouldn't have done. Morning, Ellie. So this is also fake. All of it's fake. Let's think about how many times they faked things. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I really am not shocked. Yeah, 2 different companies, the Autism Hub and YMS, your medical service. Yeah. But all of it is not true. I'm running on the assumption that none of it's true.
Thanks for the gift.
They're running out of ideas to being relevant and piss everyone off to get money. Yeah. No, Autism Hub don't do assessments. No, Autism Hub do pre-assessments, which is what I was running on. I was running on Autism Hub doing the pre-assessment, and then Alphabet going to get another assessment. That is what I was waiting on. But Alphabet forging the letter that they have is ridiculous. If you look on the YMS website, all their logos are green. Their letter is red. So fake. I think I've seen that post. Somebody did post that. Hey, Feral Cheryl. Does anyone think Dean's report has had some effect and he's not allowed to go live? I think there's a possibility, but hey, Irish mama. But what I think is actually happening is Alphabet isn't going live because Alphabet's trying to concoct more stories. Alphabet's trying to concoct an illicit of stories that are just failing miserably, time and time and time again. So when I repost a letter into AI, it couldn't confirm it was legit. A few people have done that. Yeah, a few people have done that. I have one adult son who was diagnosed at 5 years old and one adult son going through the process now, D Queen. Oh, okay. I was diagnosed at 4. So I was diagnosed in 1992. God, that was freaking hard to sound. Police can't tell someone to not go live unless it's bail conditions, and that's too soon. Give Alphabet time. Give Alphabet time, because I hate to break this to Alphabet, but forging documents with a legal thing on the thing, that's illegal to do. It's illegal to do. That was when I was born, 1992. Yeah, I was diagnosed in 1992. They're hiding because of all of this has blown up in their face. Yeah, and it will continue to blow up in their face until they stop talking about it.
Thanks for the gift.
Stop trying to manipulate people. My son has been told it's now a 4-year wait. He's already been on the list 18 months. God, it's a long wait list. Yeah, they're digging themselves a bigger hole. I need to go to, because is it Peekaboo? Peekaboo has a lot of the. Yes, Peekaboo has it. That is fucking loud. And I don't know how to fucking turn it down either on this end. Wait, hang on. Can I... Oh, there's the fucking volume button. There you go. It makes me giggle that they've addressed him as Mr. on the letter. Oh, there's also a part to that as well. There is also a part to that as well. Them not going live for a bit isn't going to rewrite their footprint. No, it won't. And them dyeing their hair is also not going to rewrite their fucking footprint either. You going blind, Alphabet, is not going to rewrite your fucking footprint. Are we still on the autism thing? It's been months since the summer. Oh my god. Move on. I know they brought it up yesterday. So I'll be back, Josh, going to the hairdressers for a huge chop long to fix it. Oh, well, sure, yeah. It's not blonde, it's nicotine orange. I mean, you're not wrong. So is this going to do what I want it to do? No.
Thanks for the gift.
Of course it is. Now they have a interest in trends. Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that too. Because, Alphabet, you have no clue what the interest part means. I know you stated that on the letter, but you have no idea what the interest part means. However, as I say, I do have the ICD-11 up. You see, the DSM-5 criteria is a manual that you technically have to buy. I think you can find copies of it online. But the ICD-11, I keep on wanting to call it ICDL, but that's not it. ICD-11 gives the criteria in a website. This is what happens when you piss a load of people off who are autistic or have autistic children. That is not going to do what I want it to do. Rude. Now it's going to do what I want it to do. Okay, so. Do I have these? I had to screenshot these because I'm blind. I don't hide that fact though. Did I screenshot that one? I might not have. Oh shit. Anyway, okay, so I'll try and read that one. Morning exposing the rose. They poked the wrong bear. So, okay. YSM, Health and Social Care Autism, is it official diagnosis? Alphabet, I've got several questions. Why do you need to Google that? Because this is a Google response. I mean, you're not wrong, Alex. You're not wrong. Why do you need to Google that? If you was having a proper diagnosis, why would you need to Google YMS, Health and Social Care, Autism, is it an official diagnosis? And here's the thing, this was posted on your Instagram. It shows you. You're the one that Googled this. What? And you're not even clever with what you're doing. You're not clever with what you're doing. So that's the question that Alphabet asked. And then Alphabet put official diagnosis. Yes, autism assessments conducted by YMS Health and Social Care, your medical services, are designed to result, and I think you missed this part out, to result in an official formal diagnosis. Alphabet, if you're going to research shit, try doing it properly. Okay? YMS operates as an insourcing provider for the NHS, meaning they are contacted to help NHS trusts reduce waiting lists for autism evaluations. So they're not the ones that do it, Alphabet. Okay? It even states further down, they're not the ones that make the formal thing. Hey, Louisa. They're not the ones that do it. They're the ones that just carry out the assessments. See, even in your fucking shit that you're trying to pull with AI, it's still wrong. Morning, Moonlight. Official diagnosis. YMS provides specialist assessment services for both children and adults to determine if they meet the criteria for an autism spectrum disorder. NHS collaboration. YMS works in collaboration with NHS trusts and uses multidisciplinary teams, to conduct these evaluations. Client standards. YMS clinical teams are experienced in assessing for autism spectrum disorder, ASD, and their assignments are designed. Here's where you are fucking up.
Thanks for the gift.
Thank you, The Observer. He is obsessed with America and even used American terms in the diagnosis. They did, JJ. Here's where you are fucking up, Alphabet. This is the reason why you
Thanks
need to
for following.
shut up about it and stop trying to pull this shit. Morning, Emily. You Googled that, right? And it states in the blue text, yes. But then further down, because I know reading isn't your fucking skill, it states further down, They are a provider for the NHS. So do you know what that means? I know reading isn't your skill, neither is your intelligence either. They do the assessment, then it goes to the NHS. I know that's shocking to understand, but that's what that means. That's what that means. I'm just... Yeah, my young niece has been waiting 2 years to be seen. She has had the initial talk with her counsellor. I get that. Delaney? Sorry, I'm butchering your name. It didn't flow how any assessment I've seen from my son over 15 years. Oh no, none of this flows. Absolutely none of it. And I think this goes on to the next page. I'm hoping it does. Yes. And this I have screenshotted because I am blind. This is what happens when you piss a load of people off when you try and lie, Alphabet. We'll call you out on your bullshit. Where is that? It's in my screenshot somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. Right. Okay. That's a good question. That is a very good question. So what's stated? Oh yeah, they've deleted. I think they've deleted all of it from IG. So, appendix screening measures. Okay. Alphabet completed AQ10 questionnaire and she scored 10 out of 10. Okay, so one key factor in here, Alphabet. That says she, however, YSM put Mr. So which one is it? Like I said, there's fucking inconsistencies in all of this. Why does this say she, but YSM said Mr.? We're going to get to the 10 out of 10 part because is it in this part? Oh, yes, it is in this part. So, I know people can't see this very well, but I'm sure people have looked. Scored 110. Hey, Alphabet, you know if you're going to forge documents, you might want to actually look
Thanks for the
before you post, okay? You might want to look. Hey, Inspector Dude, the company letter would have been aligned correctly. It's not all aligned either. No, it's not. But so, Alphabet. So just from the beginning part of this, appendix screening measures. I wonder where you robbed this from. Hey, Kerry. Alphabet completed AQ10 questionnaire and scored 110. Last time I checked, it was an assessment of 10 out of 10. Or an assessment out of 10. 0 to 10. I don't know whether 1010. Even I got that fucking wrong, man. 1010. Like I said, if you're going to forge documents, at least make them look fucking legible. I know he's got me blocked.
Thanks for the gift.
So, and then it says appendix DSM-5 criteria for autism diagnosis. Morning, Haley. So, the following formal diagnostic criteria are drawn from the DSM-5. Hey, Alphabet, again, you know when you're doing AI bullshit? Because I Googled something. I Googled criteria. I Googled what is the UK criteria for assessing autism. The DSM-5 does come up, but you know what also comes up? The ICD-11. Okay. The DSM-5 is more used in America. We normally use the ICD-11. But okay.
Thanks for the gift.
We recognize that people's experiences can vary, and not all individuals
Thanks for the gift.
will relate to these descriptions in the same way. So this lists up persistent deficits in social communication and social interaction across multiple contexts, as manifested by the following. So you've got A, B, that's A, about the social interactions. B is restricted, repetitive patterns of behavior. And this is where Alphabet needs to learn about interests. Because Alphabet says special interests. You have no fucking idea what this means. Restricted, repetitive patterns of behavior, interests, or activities as manifested by at least two of the following.
Thanks for the gift.
And then there's that. And then C. C is symptoms must be present in the early developmental period. D. Symptoms cause clinically significant impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas. I'm just reading what this says of functioning. And E. These disturbances are not better explained by intellectual disability or global developmental delay. Oh, we're going to get to that, Murph, because so that's the first part. We're going to get to that because that doesn't come up. And then Alphabet says, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because you think this is a slam dunk, and it isn't. It isn't. Because I'm going to rip this apart piece by piece. You fucked with the wrong one. Okay, so here we go. YSM. And again, Alphabet, you may want to stop forging documents because that's a legal document. And as someone has pointed out on the website, that's green. However, that letter is red. So, again, I know people may have seen this. Yes, so I know people can't really see this very well, but this is the assessment report details. Okay, assessment date the 6th. So wait, hang on. Do you mean this one? Do you mean this one, Alphabet? The one that you shared to everyone? With the phone call? So tell me, YMS. So who did the assessment, Alphabet? Autism Hub or YMS? Because on this document, you've turned around and said it was on the 6th, which would have been the Friday. Yep, which would have been last week on the Friday. That's what you showed us all. Autism Hub. Okay. But Autism Hub, guess what, Alphabet? Autism Hub don't do assessments.
Thanks for the gift.
So you fucked up there. So already in this document, you've already fucked up. Falsification is criminal if it's used to misleading, so he could be in big trouble. Oh yeah, definitely. Then it says report date. So the next day, they put the report in. The clinical team, so the doctor was blacked out. Hey Martha. The doctor was blacked out. Yeah, on a Saturday. Yeah, the report was put in on the Saturday. Oh, well, we're going to go... Yeah, please go onto Action Fraud website. We're going to go through Dean's video where that is also posted. And then it says, the report sent to... Okay, so the report, so it says clinical team, doctor, then the doctor's name's blacked out. Then it says report sent to. And here's another thing where you fucked up, Alpha, because it says Dorothy, that's the name, Dorothy. Alphabet, and in quotations, Mr. But then it says, in the quotations next to it, Alphabet. You do realize your name wouldn't say that? Your name wouldn't say that? Now, in the quotation parts, it would say Alphabet. But it wouldn't say Alphabet to begin with. It would say Orion, because that's your legal name. That's your legal name is Orion. It would say Alphabet in air quotes, but it would say Orion. Which again, this says Mr. on it, so... Going to the other one, why does the appendix about the AQ10 say she then? Why does the YMS form say Mr., but the one you posted just before this say she? Make it make sense, Alphabet, because it really doesn't. And this is just before we even get to the other parts. This is just the errors that you're putting in. So that was number one. There is a second part to this, which I think is this one. Yes. These were done in two parts. Imagine a legal document not using your government name. Oh, I know. Alphabet's really fucked up. So, now we're going to get into the letter. This is the assessment outcome. Let me find that. Let me find that one. Because there's two bits to this. There's this, and then there's another part that says document on it, which is interesting.
Thanks for the gift.
It's fascinating. So, by the way, there's a part that this is covered. There's a bit that's covered at the top that has a square. Now, there's also a bit, I think, at the other part. Is that an M dash, by the way? When it's AI? I have no idea. But there's a square at the top part of that, and there's a square also at the end part and one of these. Is it this one or the other one? It's the other one. There's a square at the end, and I'm like, is that an M dash? My daughter's report is about 10 pages long. Well, Alphabet's only shown 2 pages. But I don't think this was written... Yeah. Kemper unsliced from... What? E.D. Kemper unsliced from liver cancer. Should we forgive their behavior? I mean, no. So, this is the letter. Good morning, Purple Sky. So this is the letter, or quote unquote letter. All available information for Alphabet has been carefully... carefully considered, including the assessment session and supporting information provided. This contradicts, by the way. The conclusion is that Alphabet, which, by the way, there's a space. People wouldn't make that grammatical error. There's Alphabet space apostrophe S. People wouldn't make that mistake, Alphabet. So, guess you type this in a hurry. Unique patterns of thinking, communication, and behavior are best understood in relation to autism. I'm guessing ChatGPT helped you a lot, didn't it? The features identified together meet the DSM-5 criteria. DSM-5 criteria for a diagnosis of autism. And then in quotation it says, American Psychiatric Association Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition, Arlington, VA, APA 2013. That's literally the book, okay? It's a Google Docs page. It's so blatant it's fake. I mean, yeah. These criteria describe persistent differences in social communication and interaction. This is the reason why I didn't want to read the other parts, because it's put here. Alongside patterns of restricted and repetitive behaviors, interests or activities present from early development. That is key, by the way. Early development and impacting daily life. It is also necessary to confirm that these experiences are not better explained by another condition. You mean narcissism? I mean, they are quoting the American one. Parts read like a direct copy/paste. Other sentences read as Alphabet wrote them themselves. Oh yeah, definitely. It is my opinion that Alphabet meets the criteria for a diagnosis of autism. No, they don't. A detailed summary of the information considered and how this relates to the diagnosis criteria is provided below. Many people prefer to describe autism as a difference or as a part of their neurodivergent identity rather than using the term disorder. Alphabet may choose the language that feels right for them when describing their experiences. So both the text changes, by the way, here. The text changes from Alphabet making little edits to what's put in AI. And we know it's AI because that's literally copy and pasted from services. Criteria to be diagnosed. It is never is diagnosed. Oh, yeah. Sounds like E is making it okay to get things wrong. I mean, yeah, Donna, it does. So, The text, the alphabet also. If you're gonna write shit, at least write it in the fucking same font, you dumbass. Assessment information. I gotta go, people. Okay, Tiger. YMS Health and Social Care was commissioned to carry out an assessment. Were they? Was YMS consulted? I gotta ask. Was YMS consulted about these? About this assessment? Was YMS consulted, or did they know? Do they even have a clue? I'm just wondering. They do use medical jargon, yeah. The assessment offered by YMS and Social Care. Excuse me.
Thanks for following.
Thank you for following. The assessment offered by YMS Health and Social Care. Why would you need to put that again? Includes consideration of the person's
Thanks for the gift.
of the person's current functioning, developmental, and clinical history, information offered by the client
Thanks
and
for
an
following.
observer who knows them well. Okay, so first it's alphabet, now it's client, and there's an observer? Who was the observer? Okay. All information is reviewed before deciding the outcome and future. That is copied and pasted from somewhere. Then it says, the assessment was carried out via video consultation, and then we have further information was collected from alphabet. So a paragraph before we had client, observer. Huh? Okay. Now it's alphabet. Okay. Alphabet asked to be addressed as, and in big capital letters, she. Who are you trying to convince here, Alphabet? Us or you? Because this reads, this isn't even comprehensible, because there are glaring issues here. There are so many issues with that. So that was the first part. Then there's another. Oh, literally, I could have just scrolled up, to be fair. I could have just scrolled on. Hey, Leaf. Oh, on the front page it does say Misty. Yeah, it does. So then we have. So that leaves it there. Then we get into. And by the way, this says document on it, Alphabet. They wouldn't put document. So the first one was a letter. Now this is a document. Okay, at least doing fucking the same. Anyway, why did we diagnose? Okay, having reviewed all of the information gathered during the, and this is interesting, developmental history, clinical interview, and observational assessment. Hey, Alphabet, where was the clinical interview? Where was the clinical interview?
Thanks for the gift.
The developmental history would have been the AQ10 test, maybe. But where was the clinical interview and the observational assessment? Now, we're talking about the pre-assessment that Autism Hubs did. Like, what are we talking here? If you're going to lie, at least lie convincingly. We concluded that there is sufficient evidence to give her a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. He does assume everyone is thick as they are, yeah. There is no such score as 1010. Oh, I know, Jenny, I know. There isn't, no.
Thanks for the gift.
So, and this is interesting. Although there were no reported developmental delays in early childhood. So where was CAMS then? Where was CAMS? You know, you kept on screaming at everyone, I'm autistic, because I was assessed at CAMS. But okay. Okay. But now there was none of this. Okay. And her mother did not initially identify concerns at that time. But I thought your mother filled out a questionnaire. That's what you told the internet. That's what you told the internet. So are you lying? I mean, I think this is all a fucking lie to begin with. That's what you told the internet. The developmental history. Can I read now? Elicited several subtle but reliable early features consistent with autism. The developmental history elicited several subtle but reliable early features consistent with autism. Okay. These included a strong preference for solitary play. Hey, Alphabet, you do realize your digital footprint says otherwise. You have posted you singing Defying Gravity in school. You have also stated multiple occasions that you wanted to be in the school play. So, okay. Now, Alphabet's just read. Alphabet's just read up on this shit. Solitary play, we're just copying this shit. Reduced social engagement with other children. Early sensory preferences. I can't pronounce this word. Rigidities around toys and routines. That's not what you think it means. And highly focused interests, and in quotation marks, such as specific toys and later Pokemon. No, you mean Pokemon cards. And transport systems. Alphabet's been reading or looking up shit, because this is just new. These traits appear to have been present from a very young age, even if they were not recognized as concerns at the time. Yeah, transport systems. It is also well, and by the way,
Thanks for the gift.
This is where the other square bit is. It's in between well and recognized. So I'm kind of wondering if that's an M dash. with the AI portion of it. I'm wondering if that's what that means, because it's in between well, a square, and then recognized. No one would make that mistake. That autistic features often become more appropriate during, and this is where Alphabet fails, key developmental transitions, particularly the move into secondary school when social expectations increase and environmental demands outpace coping strategies. So this is what Alphabet's put. In her case, significant difficulties emerged during primary school and intensified during the transition to secondary school, where she experienced bullying, social withdrawal, no you didn't, and increased anxiety. This pattern is consistent with individuals whose autistic traits are, and fuck that, no, don't start doing this shit to me. Autistic traits and are more subtle. I think this meant to say it's either early in or early on, but that's the end of that. That's literally the end of that one. And that's literally all that I could see that was posted of this. That's all I could see that was posted of this one. So if there's more to this letter, I couldn't find it. It's not in Peekaboo's. I couldn't see it anywhere. If that is where the letter ends completely, Alphabet's done a spelling mistake with the word on, because I think that's meant to say early in development, but it could just mean early on, in which case Alphabet spelled things wrong.
Thanks for the gift.
Thank you all for the gifts, by the way. I did hear the gifts coming in. I was just reading. So that's the letter. That is what Alphabet posted. Can anybody spot the key problems here? Or Maria never got approached. She doesn't even answer her phone. I mean, Haley, yeah, you're not wrong. So, that's the letter. Be quite a letter. It would be language like our findings and from our assessment, not personal things. No, it wouldn't. So there's the language side of this. What Alphabet has done, and it's very clear what Alphabet has done. The key problems are on every page. Yeah, so what Alphabet has done is Alphabet has copied what's specifically, because here's the thing. I googled, hang on, let me go back. So I googled, right? Here's the thing. I googled, what criteria does the UK use for an autism diagnosis? And Alphabet should have fucking realised this as well. It says in the UK, autism diagnosis is based on, which I knew this anyway, but you know, when you just want to look things up, it's based on clinical criteria, and then it says, in quotation marks, ICD-11 and DSM-5, focusing on persistent difficulties in social communication and interaction, plus restricted repetitive behaviours and interests. Alphabet's literally just taking things from Google. Alphabet's taking things from Google and putting them in a letter format. And that's the reason why Alphabet won't go live. That's the reason why Alphabet will not go live. There is no mention of Wicked. Even though, Jenny, we have all seen them sing Wicked in school. Alphabet has posted that. So why isn't Wicked being mentioned in any of the assessment? But Pokemon is mentioned. But the problem is Alphaba's not interested in Pokemon. Alphaba's interested in the collecting of the cards. That is it. That's it. There was no talk about Ben 10 or anything like that. There's also no talk about the foods that they have difficulties with. None of that. There is none of that, which Alphaba went through the other day. But if Alphaba went through that the other day and went through it at the assessment, it would be mentioned on this document. The transportation. What the hell is with that? So, Alphabet has looked up smoking and fireworks. Yeah, that's another thing as well. It is, what it is Alphabet has looked up other people on either TikTok or YouTube or on Instagram. They have looked up and are analysing other people's interests. That's what they're doing. And I say interests in air quotes. That is what they're doing. They're looking at other people's interests. Because Alphaba's never had an interest in transport. Alphaba could turn around and say they have an interest in places, but not an interest in transport. They're latching onto that autistic train spotter guy who's very big in the UK. Yeah. It's not working, Alphaba. This lie is not working. It's not working. You are not autistic. And this letter proves it. This letter proves it. How many times do you have to be debunked? And at this point, why don't you just fuck up Instagram? Leave social media so that people can just be done with you. At this point, Alphabet Orion Doherty, no one cares. No one. No one. You are pissing off the wrong community. You are pissing off the wrong community. You already pissed off the trans community, and now you want to piss off the autistic community too? I mean, they have been doing that for a while. They've been pissing off the autistic community for a while, but now you want to forge letters to prove that you're autistic? You're not. You're not. I see he has been busy buying followers on Instagram. Of course they would, because they can't get followers any other way. So, as a breather, I do want to turn around and say that I was meant to say this at the beginning. How many autistic people do we have in this chat? Just as a matter of interest. That's a good one. That's a good question, the Observer. So, I was having a lovely conversation with someone earlier about my lives. About my lives and confidence. I don't want to add them about the conversation, but so I was having a little bit of conversation, and basically I was talking about me and like my confidence. Your mother of an ADHD child, yeah. My daughter was. Please let us know this has affected you, yeah. So yeah, I was talking about my confidence. We were talking about like going live and, having the confidence to do it. And so I turned around and said, although it looks like I'm very, very confident, I'm not. I have to take several breaths before I come live. This reason I like to do the music thing beforehand as well. I have to take several breaths before I come live. I do generally have a sort of like a talking point. And I do generally like, it may look like I'm confident talking. I really am not. I'm not a good public speaker. I'm just good at talking to a microphone. You may son appears confident, but isn't. Yeah, I just appear confident. But I thought, but he will pick up on Us train spotting community wouldn't surprise me. Oh yeah, they've already done that. You wouldn't think this. Yeah, no, I do. So when I
Thanks for
say
the
that,
gift.
so when I say that I rage before I come live, what that means is I literally, and this is gonna sound bad, but um, literally having conversations with myself, and yes, I was tested for that as a child, but I managed to rationalize it anyway. Um, it's preparing the conversation. It's preparing the conversation before the live stream happens, before these things happen. I have a million thoughts going through my head at once, preparing for this conversation, preparing for that conversation, preparing for this conversation and that conversation, and all of the things going on. Hey, Chloe. So, it may appear like I'm confident, but I really am not. Um, it just appears that way. I'm very good at putting on a face, both physically and metaphorically. Um, but yeah, just thought I'd give you a. Is anyone a fan of them? No, I don't think so, Chloe. Thank you for sharing, BB.
Thanks
Um,
for the gift.
Thank you, BB. So no, I just thought I'd turn around and say that because you know a lot of people turn around and say that it's not easy. It's not. I can turn around and say this is the reason why sort of like you need. For me, it's a point of like, well, look, this is what we're going to talk about, roughly an idea, and then go from there. If all these questions are too much or overstimulating, mute chat room. And no, no, they're
Thanks for
not.
following.
And a lot of the chat. If the chat's going too much, I won't. I'll miss some of them. I miss a few things. And if I'm reading something, I generally miss the chat anyway. So I apologize for that. Um, if I'm genuinely reading something or watching something, I generally will miss the chat. He is so popular, he buys followers. I mean, yeah. Um, no. So, as I was having a little bit of conversation about like confidence and things like that. Hey, Mystique. And I just want to put it out to everyone. If I can do it, anyone can do it. If I can go live, anyone can go live. I'm just somebody that vaguely knows how to work this technology. I say vaguely, as you guys have realized, when the technology doesn't work for me, I genuinely lose my shit. No, he won't get away from it much longer. We will keep going for them. No, 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 they won't. No, that's okay. Um, I genuinely can keep up with the chat. Um, the walls are closing in, Jenny. But thank you, Helen. No, I get where you're coming from. Um, the walls are closing in, Jenny. You are correct. So, where was I? I was looking up the ice. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was looking up the. So, I can't keep up. Yeah, that's okay, Helen. Um, no, sometimes can be a bit hectic, but people are generally understanding. So yeah, I googled that, right. What criteria does the UK use for an autism diagnosis? And then I clicked on autism, National Autistic Society. Sorry, um, which that's not the fucking right one. Which is the right fucking? Oh, there it is. Um, and it brings up criteria and tools used in an autism assessment. Um, there's the DSM-5 criteria for autism, and then there's the ICD-11 criteria for autism. Now, a lot of people have turned around and said that a lot of people use the in the UK. A lot of people use the IC. I said ISD, didn't I?
Thanks
Shit.
for the gift.
I meant the ICD-11 criteria for autism. That's what a lot of people use. They're learning a new song of Jesus. There are just so far too many inconsistencies with what they posted. Yeah, the Aussie. There are far too many. Oh, did I say ICD? I thought I said I. SD, never mind. Um, so, and when you click on that, it brings you to the ICD-11 for mortality and morbidity statistics, 2024, and then you're looking for 6A02, autism spectrum disorder. It's called Die on This Hill. It's a really good song when they aren't singing it. Oh, Chloe, oh. So, I thought, because that letter is bullshit, by the way, absolute bullshit. So, I thought we'd go through the ICD-11. Now, you can get the DSM-5. You can buy the DSM-5 booklet. It's not a booklet, it's an actual massive book. And I think they're actually revising that now, and they're moving towards the DSM-6. Cool, Chloe. I believe they're moving towards the DSM-6 now, because a lot of the stuff is now outdated. So I believe they're moving towards that. But it doesn't just cover autism in the DSM-5. It covers everything in there. So it is a massive, massive book. I shared with the Lulu Lounge, Joshy, we're all here to share some. Ah, thank you, TT. Morning, Layla. Good morning, showing the love. I've raged. It will be interesting to see if they are evicted in April. Would explain all of their meetings. It would, Louisa. It would. So I thought we could go through. I am not going to be able to read that at the level that it's at. And it's at fucking, what is it at? 175% now. Jesus Christ. I cannot wait to get my new glasses. By the way, did I hear Rachel's gone out of business? I don't think so. Rachel's?
Thanks for the gift.
I don't know. UK doesn't rely on the DSM-5. ABOS and ICD are the preferred tools. Yeah, a lot of people have said that the ICD is the preferred tool. So the description. Now, a lot of the ICD does correlate to the DSM-5. I'm gonna go back to work. Okay, Chloe. Can anyone remember when Maria was told to leave? He might have got notice to quit then. I mean, yeah. So this is the, as I say, you can find this on the ICD-11 for mobility.
Thanks for the gift.
Mortality and morbidity statistics. And as I say, you're looking for, I just fucking had that up.
Thanks for the gift.
6A02. That's what you're looking for.
Thanks for the gift.
Morning, Jasmine. Thank you, everyone. So, description. Autism spectrum disorder is categorized by, and this is where Alphabet doesn't understand what these words mean. I do. And a lot of parents of autistic children, adults who are autistic, understand what these words mean. So I'll say that again. Autism spectrum disorder is categorized by persistent deficits in the ability to initiate and to sustain reciprocal social interaction and social communication, and by a range of restricted, repetitive, and inflexible patterns of behavior, interests, or activities that are clearly atypical or excessive for the individual's age and I'm going to butcher this word, socio-cultural context. I hope I said that right. The onset of the disorder occurs during the developmental period, typically in early childhood, but symptoms may not become fully manifest until later, when social demands exceed limited capabilities. So, when in reference to, when in reference to Alphaba, this would have happened in school.
Thanks for the gift.
This would have happened in school when the social climate appeared on them. That's when this would have happened. According to Alphaba. According to even Alphaba's own letter. Where did I get to on there? Social demands exceed limited capabilities. Deficits are significantly severe to cause impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational, or other important areas of functioning, and are usually a pervasive feature of the individual's functioning observable in all settings, although they may vary according to social, educational, or other context. Individuals along the spectrum exhibit a full range of intellectual functioning and language abilities.
Thanks for the gift.
Oh, hello, really. Hey, Bonnie, I'm back from the vet, and vet was very happy with my cat. Oh, that's good, Bonnie. As someone who's been stalked and robbed, I despise doxing and people who do it. I get that, Mystique. I get that. What was somebody doxing? Did I miss something? Oh, okay. And this is where, right? So, okay. Now, thank you for the like, shares, and gifts, everyone. Thank you ever so much. So it wasn't talked about as much back then like it is now. This is true, Helen. This is very, very true. So, what I just read out to you, right? What I just read out to you is the description for autism spectrum disorder, right? Which is exactly what is in Alphaba's quote-unquote letter.
Thanks for following.
And what Alphaba has said. Thank you for following, Tracy. Good morning. Has he been banned on TikTok? One of their accounts have.
Thanks for following.
So, what I just read you was the description. And in all of Alphaba, because in all of this, what Alphaba hasn't done, they've touched on it slightly with Pokemon and trains, transport, sorry. And then Alphaba was going on about food the other day. So, these are the diagnostic requirements. Now, I will turn around and say that I used to volunteer with, and I've said this before, Autism West Midlands. This was, I want to say 2013/2014 time. I also volunteered at St John Ambulance then as well. So I volunteered at Autism West Midlands. And this is where I talk about the social understanding, the flexibility of thought, and the communication. Because at that time, that's what I learned. Now, obviously, they talk about it a bit differently now, and they do add sensory into that as well. Sensory issues into that as well. That's how I know when Alphaba's talking about these things, and what Alphaba is displaying isn't autism, it's just somebody trying to wear the coat of somebody who's autistic.
Thanks for the gift.
Because as somebody who is autistic, I can spot it a mile off, and I'm sure so can everybody else. He didn't even know what time the last train ran when he lived in Acton, but is obsessed with it. And here's the thing, Emily. Here's the thing.
Thanks for the
gift. Because we're going to get through these diagnostic requirements. Because there's a key point in it. Circling up right, Kirsten. Here's the thing. I said that I had a conversation about confidence. What I also don't show you guys. Now, I've been late, and Kirsten will attest to this when I used to do YouTube. I was always late. And I've been late like once or twice here, like 10 minutes late. What I don't tell you is what happens in my brain when I'm late for things, or when there's a specific time, and stuff like that. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. My son was Pokemon and anime, still is obsessed at 28. I said wrong age earlier, brain fuck. I get that, Helen. As someone, I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with Pokemon, but I have all the games. Yeah, say all the games. Yeah, I've got all the games. I've been playing them since Generation 1. My daughter has meltdowns if she is late for college. Yeah, I necessarily don't have meltdowns anymore because of it, but my brain goes haywire. Oh, I get the yeah, I heard about the time blindness. Yeah, yeah, it sends my brain into absolute chaos. And that's the thing. I don't say it. I don't say what happens when and it's just, it can be a minute late, and my brain's just like, I'm like, I don't want to go live because I'm a minute late. That's what happens. Of course, I go live anyway. My eldest son with autism hates being late, really throws them up and upsets them. Yeah, it throws me off, which is interesting because I wait till the last minute to do anything. So there's that as well. I just wanted to bring that up because and like I set this live stream for 3 hours, and I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, can I get this done in 3 hours? Probably not. Probably not. Um, so Josh has been a godsend, helping me gain deeper understanding of myself. Oh, we've known each other for what? For 6 years now? Kirsten, we could be twins at this point, and that's scary. Feels like Leaf. No, and that's the key thing there, Leaf. This is where, yes, every autistic person is different. There are commonalities, though. Commonalities. So many people have issues and learn to live with them. To fake them is truly diabolical. Yes, Helen, yeah. Where was I reading? Oh, essential required features. So, persistent deficits in initiating, and sustaining social communication and reciprocal social interactions that are outside the expected range of typical functioning given the individual's age and level of intellectual development. Specific manifestations of these deficits varied according to chronological age, verbal and intellectual ability, and disorder severity. Manifestations may include limitations in the following: understanding of, interest in, or inappropriate responses to the verbal or non-verbal social communications of others. Integration of spoken language with typical complementary non-verbal cues such as eye contact, gestures, facial expressions, and body language. These non-verbal behaviors may also be reduced in frequency or intensity. Understanding and use of language in social contexts and ability to initiate and sustain reciprocal social conversations. Social awareness leading to behavior that is not appropriately modulated according to the social context. Oh they're gonna say that. Ability. Where did I get to? Oh, I know what. Ability to imagine and respond to the feelings, emotional states, and attitudes of others. Mutual sharing of interests. Ability to make and sustain typical peer relationships. Persistent, restricted, repetitive, and inflexible patterns of behavior, interests, or activities that are clearly atypical or excessive for the individual's age and social cultural context. These may include lack of adaptability to new experiences and circumstances with associated distress that can be evoked by trivial changes to a familiar environment or in response to unanticipated events. Inflexible adherence to particular routines. For example, these may be geographic, such as following familiar routes, or may require precise timing, such as meal times or transport. Excessive adherence to rules, e.g. when playing games. Excessive and persistent ritualized patterns of behavior, e.g. preoccupation with lining up or sorting objects in a particular way that serve no apparent external purpose. And I am not telling you what I do that with, makeup, and other things on my desktop, and everything has to be in order. And it's not OCD, people. Repetitive and stereotyped motor movements, such as whole body movements, e.g. rocking, atypical gait, e.g. walking on tiptoes. I'm going to leave that there because I do all those. Never mind. Unusual hand or finger movements and posturing. These behaviors are particularly common during early childhood. Persistent preoccupation with one or more special interests, parts of objects or specific types of stimuli, including media, or an unusual strong attachment to particular objects, excluding typical comforters. Right. I'm specifically calling out, I walk on my tiptoes all the time. I'm also currently rocking back and forth right now because, I have many things going on in my head. So I'm going to particularly read that again for somebody like Alphabet. If you're watching, take notes. Persistent preoccupation with one or more special interests, I hate that wording, parts of objects or specific types of stimuli, including media, or an unusually strong attachment to particular objects, excluding typical comforters. That does not mean Alphabet Orion Doherty singing Defying Gravity over and over and over and over and over again. That does not mean what you think it means. Persistent preoccupation with one or more special interests means being interested in the whole thing. The whole of it. Not just your weird obsession with Elphaba the Witch. Because you've got an obsession with her. That's not what you think it means. Washing machines and hoovers. Oh, that's an interesting one. Does that mean he cleans up for you, though? If it means he cleans up for you. That was never my obsession, so... Oh, my interest, sorry. My mum was never in that look. Has Elphaba ever mentioned ARFID or anything related to food? No, they've never mentioned ARFID, but they have recently, in a recent live, just brought up food textures because they've Googled. And they brought up tomatoes, which is very common. Rubik's Cubes. I used to love Rubik's Cubes as a kid. I could never fucking solve them. I used to have to take them apart to fix them. But yeah, mazes and Rubik. I used to, yeah, mazes was a good one. Isn't that the complete opposite to ADHD, where they get hooked, then completely drop it? Yeah, Haley, yeah. Even though there is a pic of them holding a salad bowl dinner full of cherry tomato. Ew. I mean, yes, I think there is somewhere, Jenny, there is, yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up because, you see, this is what I mean. Elphaba has Googled this shit, put up this letter and gone, oh, look. Nah. The actual criteria for the diagnostic, you don't meet any of them. Any of them. Wait, where did I get to? Oh, fuck, I've moved my fucking shit, haven't I? Oh, crap. What have I just done? I've moved something. Lack of ability to new. Ah, right, there it is. Persistent, restricted, no. Oh, did I only read half of this? Oh, wait, hang on. Understanding of interest in or inappropriate. I got to there. Understanding in the use of language. Got to there. Social awareness. Mutual sharing of interests. Persistent, restricted, repetitive, and infinite patterns of behavior. Interests. Did I just read that one out? Lack of inability to new experiences and circumstances. I think I've read that one out. To rules, got the rules part. Excessive and persistent. Ritualized patterns of behavior, read that one out. Repetitive and stereotype motor movements, got that one. Persistent. Preoccupation with one. There I got to. Now I got to. Sorry. I love collecting animals, especially the weird ones. Irish. So yeah. So then we've got. Sorry, I jumped. It jumped on me. Lifelong, excessive, and persistent hypersensitivity or hypersensitivity to sensory stimuli or unusual interest in a sensory stimulus, which may include actual or anticipated sounds, light, textures, especially clothing and food, odors and tastes, heat, cold, or pain. I have mentioned before, the cold literally feels like needles on my skin. Ooh, the heat doesn't do me any wonders either. Light can be an issue for me. But Alpha now wants to say that light, smoke, like all these things. The onset of the disorder occurs during the developmental period, typically in early childhood, but characteristic symptoms may not become fully manifest until later when social demands exceed limited capabilities. So you mean teenage years when hormones start to come in and peer pressure starts to happen? Wait, didn't Alphabet go to Cannes? Yeah, they did. Yeah, Maria smokes. I know. And then the last one is the symptoms result in significant impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. Some individuals with autism spectrum disorder are able to function adequately in many contexts through exceptional effort, such that their deficits may not be apparent to others. A diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder is still appropriate in such cases. And then there is more where it goes into like co-occurring disorder of intellectual development. So that's whether there is intellectual development issues and things like that. So it does go on a bit more. But as I say, you'll be able to find, again, it's the ICD-11 for mortality and morbidity statistics 2024. And it's if you just type in, I think if you type in 6A02, autism spectrum disorder. So here's the thing, that letter that Alphabet has brought up, Alphabet does not meet the diagnostic criteria at all. Alphabet would not meet the diagnostic criteria. Wouldn't meet it. And then Alphabet mentioned levels. Now, the ICD-11 doesn't mention levels. The DSM-5, I think, mentions levels. Mentions levels. But I think, again, I think they are phasing that out. They are phasing that one out. He should have sought out an FASD diagnosis instead. I don't think they will. They'll never do that because that will then put the thing on Maria. And they don't want to do that because Maria is the only support that they have. Two of my son's birthday SD, one has many other things, ADHD, Tourette's, and more. Other has a brain injury. Oh, I got that purple sky, you know. Oh, I had a brain injury as a kid. Fun times growing up. Purple sky. It was interesting. I'll give it that. But yeah, this letter I don't know why they're trying to pass this letter off because it doesn't prove what they think it proves. I mean, yeah, they do search everywhere. But I don't know what they're gonna. What do you reckon the next thing is? Because that letter debunked completely. Although I do have. Hang on. Because I think Common Sense Talk did another one. What's fake about the letter? It looks real to you. Oh no, there's inconsistencies, Hungry Guy. There's inconsistencies about it all. There's grammatical, well, I wouldn't say grammatical errors. There is sometimes it's referred to as they and them. When Alphabet wants to be referred to as she, then it says Mr. There is, then it turned around and said that they've had an, what was it? One of them was they've had more assessments done, which they haven't. The only thing I noticed is that it says Mr. on the front page. Says Alphabet but not Orion. Yeah, there's that, but there's also a few things. There's a few. Where did I put that? I put it somewhere. Alphabet has literally copied and pasted the DSM-5 criteria from in both places, in all these places. They're just copying what it says in the DSM-5, but and it says in their opinion when it wouldn't say that. The text then changes fonts halfway through. It changes fonts halfway through. It refers to alphabet in one place, but refers to client in another. Where was the other thing? Was that on this page or the other page? I think it might be on the other page. It might be on the other page. Oh yeah. Apparently, Alphabet's had a clinical interview, an observational assessment, and I think they've also had other reviews as well. There is also the inconsistency of YNS being the assessors, but then Autism Hub also being the assessors. So make it make sense. None of what Alphabet has done makes any sense whatsoever. Okay, Irish Mama. The person that knows them well at assessment. Wait, what? The person that knows them well at assessment. Oh yeah, there was another part about somebody's going to prove that copied, fake, and not written as an official letter would be the person that knows them well was at the assessment. So yeah, they also had an observer as well. They also had an observer there. I'm like, okay. Was that Mummy by any chance? So the letter is definitely fake. They're trying to pass it off as real. But there are just way too many inconsistencies. And they wouldn't refer the beginning part. They wouldn't refer to Alphabet as Alphabet. They'd say Orion in quotation marks Alphabet Dorothy. So it's just there's too many inconsistencies there. Yeah, no signs when they were young, but they were at CAMS. I don't think they've been assessed. I think it's all been a lie. Hungry Guy, it's all been a lie. It's all been a lie. No, this was on the letter. This was on an official letter. If it's on an official letter, they would have to put Orion Dorothy. They'd have to put Orion Dorothy because that's their legal name. They can put Alphabet in quotation, which they have done, but they put Alphabet Dorothy and then in quotations as well, Alphabet. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. No, it's definitely all lies. Alphabet's just copied the DSM-5. That's what Alphabet's done. Morning, KK. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. I get where you're coming from, Hungry Guy. I do. I do where you're coming from, but Alphabet's letter is not real. They want you to think it is, and they tried their hardest But no, nah. I think only an assessor can tell us whether it's fake or not. Otherwise, you're just wrong. No, I've been through the letter. There's too many inconsistencies. There's way too many inconsistencies with that. And like I say, why is it YMS or YSN? They've changed. If they're doing it on behalf of the NHS, it would/should be the same layout for a standard NHS report. It should be. It should be. Why do you think it's real? The whole thing is off. You don't get a diagnosis after one appointment. I mean, there's that, but there's that angle as well, but we're not gonna have that one. I can't. But why can't I not delete comments? Oh, that's annoying. I can block the account. No, we were both on that one. Even the font changes and some things bold and then not bold. It looks very ChatGPT to me. I mean, yeah, I did that too. I did that too, Kirsten. I mean, a lot of people do have real letters, yeah. But I'm just curious as to like why you think it's real, Hungry God. Why do you think it's real? I mean, I've gone through it with a fine tooth comb, and I can pull out many inconsistencies. I mean, there is the square boxes as well. Why? As I say, there's a square box at the beginning and there's a square box at the end. I mean, they might be reading the letter. Children's layout was diagnosis, then things that was said and observed during assessment and tasks. It would be, Donna. Yeah, there would be. There would be if you're going to be observed like that, yeah. Yeah, I think it's like M dashes or some boxes. So there's a box at the beginning, and then there's a box on the other page at the end. Oh, they're gone. As I said, they may have gone to read the letter. I said maybe. There he is. I mean, quite possibly. I'm not not going off lived experience. I'm reading what it says. But yeah. Surely was that CAMS? Oh, surely CAMS would be mentioned, and then medical history, and they would. I mean, it was mentioned that they hadn't had that done. Hadn't had that done. Now, yeah, it does. It refers to the American side of it when they're mentioning the DSM-5. When they're mentioning the DSM-5 of that. again, though, we've been through the letter, and as an autistic adult, I can see the damage that this does. And the letter that they put out is really inconsistent. Why would it say it's fake on the letter? Why would it say it's fake on the letter? Alphabet may be stupid, but Alphabet's not that stupid. Alphabet may be stupid, they're not that stupid. Oh, your internet's just stopped working. Oh, so that happens. That can happen. That can happen. That can happen. I mean, there has been many also diagnoses throughout the years. Autism is just the one that they clung to. You've had to sit the router 3 times? Damn. Internet's being really funky today. But again, we went through the letter. I did that earlier. So possibly the sun, seeing as we don't see it much. I mean, yeah, it is pretty sunny outside here as well. Who can't have a say? Huh? Who can't have a say? I mean, obviously they can't respond now, but I was just like, who can't have a say? I must have missed a portion of that conversation. Oh, okay, I get you. I get you now then, yeah, Helen, yeah. Oh, they say people who report can't have a say. I mean, okay. I mean, you gotta love a troll, but failing miserably. Hungry Guy's normally okay though. Well, I say that, but what was that? Hang on, I'm missing something. Okay. Yeah, I just read. No, if it was meant to be trolling, it didn't work very well because. Okay. Okay. I was gonna say if it was trolling, it didn't work very well. There was where is it? You know, did I remember to do what I think I was gonna do? I know I was sent it. I think. Oh, there it is. At least I think this is the latest one. Is this the latest one? I think I got the latest one that didn't put out. Oh, really? I did not see that. Morning, Rhiannon. No, they're not very good at trolling. So I think this is Dean's video. Talking about the letter. At least I think it's the right one.
Said it. I told you the man was so uneducated and so he's not going to be able to falsify these documents.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because this is where Dean says about the NHS reporting.
Let's roll the clip.
I mean, yeah. Again, we've been through all of this, but yeah. Okay, Kirsten, I hope you sleep well. I mean, I think they already know, because I think Hungry Guy's been in here before.
So,
where's the site credentials? I mean, was Dean and Carla Jane I came across first? Love them. Yeah, I really love Carla Jane and Dean. They're amazing. They do amazing work.
Orion, so I'm homophobic. Sorry, that's you. Transphobic for calling you a he. So is YMS now transphobic for calling you Mister? Because you must have stated to them that you were trans on the phone for your diagnosis. Because I'm sure pretty much that might have a play into things as well. The thing is this. I mean, we knew the letters were fake, and you have proven one thing only after document after fake document after fake document is that you are not autistic, and you have
Nope. You don't meet the criteria.
haven't had an assessment. So you have lied about it, right? You have proven one thing after fake document comes out, the one after the other, that you have falsified the documents. You are not autistic, right? Because you falsified and you've lied about it, and your reaction is all falsified. Because your documents now prove that you were lying, right? You do realise that. And you do realise you've committed a crime. So to add to the list, guys, what we need to do now is not a police matter. It is action fraud we need to report them to regarding the falsified documents from YMS and the NHS. So we can report them to action fraud and the governing bodies in which the fake documents have been made to represent. So YMS, NHS, you can report them directly to them for falsifying fake documents, diagnosis documents, and also...
Really? Ah, I thought that was a bit at the end of that. Seriously, what the fuck? You know, I'm going to shove. Stop! Fucking hell.
Well, I've been God, did and said it. Pops all over the hole, right? Let's just get him
Try that again.
off this app. He is no good for anyone. He's upset so many people for the actions he has done. Not what we've made up, not what we fabricated. That's Orion and his gifted realm, the delusion world. We see factual evidence, we report it, we diagnose it, and he has committed yet another crime. Well done, Orion. Applause to you. It's the only applause you're going to get from me.
There it is. That's what I was trying to get at. But Dean is not wrong. The place to understand cybercrime and fraud. You know, when you're trying to figure out the why behind everything. I mean, I think Ruben Strange brings up a good point. I wonder if he's trying to get diagnosed autistic to get away with the stuff they've done. Yeah, they've been trying to do it for years. They've been trying to do it for years. Okay, Bonnie, I hope you have a good one too. Don't you want ever understand? I mean, as I say, I do think they've been trying to do the autism thing. They're trying to play the autism card for years on social media. for years upon years upon years on social media. So, and it's never worked. So they're just getting more and more, I wouldn't necessarily say clever with their shit, but they're trying it though. And they're trying it with the letter and the diagnosis, which I think, you know what, it's all fake. Yeah, they are getting more desperate. So that's Dean's video. So there is that number 0300 123 2040 for action fraud. Then there was another video that now I've got to remember where I put the video, you know, because many different things. I think it's this one.
My followers.
Oh, right. So this is it the 14th today? God, it is. A lot happened. Just sorted out my hair. Did I miss anything? Oh, we just went through the ICD-11 diagnostic criteria and things like that. And also just went through Dean's video, pulled apart E's letter. You know, if a person isn't that clever, the fake stuff won't be that good either. Well, that's true, Helen. That's very true. So this is their IG, which somebody told me said that their IG is now private again. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is.
Welcome. It's great, honestly. Do you know what? Life is great.
Hey, KJ.
Not going live is so lovely. I'm done with it now. I actually think I am. I'm done with it. I just don't see it going anywhere, to be honest. And maybe in the future I might be live, but...
Maybe in the future. Instagram goes open to accept bought followers. Yeah, the awful one, it does, yeah.
I'm going to take a long break. Because
You do realise you're still fucking here and still fucking lying, so you're not really taking a long break, are you? There is now a regret. This video screams that to me, yeah. Knowing he would have recorded the call, no evidence of that yet. I mean, they say they've recorded the call. They say they've recorded the call, but
I don't need it anymore. I don't. Because the nice thing is I can control, like, the hate on my accounts, because it's not, like, overwhelming me, and no one's seeing the reaction live, do you know what I mean?
no, we're just having to deal with you lie consistently. So, there's that. Morning, Sarah.
So
Thanks
it's
for
really
following.
nice to have that barrier of, okay, do you know what I mean? Because now that, you know, I can suffer with meltdowns, so...
That is not how any of that works. Okay. They can still get money on their videos if they are posting videos on TikTok, and I don't think they can get any money on TikTok.
Thanks for following.
No, they've never had a meltdown. You wouldn't even know what a fucking meltdown was if it came and smacked you in the face. You have no idea what a meltdown is. You've mimicked a meltdown, but you have no idea what a meltdown is.
I have to put my safety and my mental health first. So, yeah, I'm not saying I'm getting off life permanently, but I'm doing as much as I can to stay off it because I don't really find any joy in it anymore. It's all kind of toxic, it's all turned toxic, and I gotta live for it.
They have tantrums and bitch fits when they can't get their own way. That's not a meltdown, right, Pepper Sky?
Because you're the cutest thing you are. And hey, it gives me motivation to content create and give you some good content. Like,
Oh, we've seen the content. You mean when you're trying to be a fake activist?
proper entertaining stuff. So, yeah. And honestly, like people say, like the haters think they won. You did. And honestly, well done, because my mental health needs it, to be honest. And yeah, I take it as a win for myself as well, because it was only destroying me. And it's good to work on myself and me as a person and grow up and focus on the future and not focus on a cycle. Now,
Yet we are repeating the same cycle. We are repeating the same fucking cycle. The lies they tell.
that people have seen the diagnosis of autism, I won't be showing it anymore. I've taken it off my page. You all have it now. So that's done.
You mean the lie that you've just told? That we've just debunked? In less than fucking 3 hours? That we managed to that everyone has just managed to completely and utterly destroy and debunk. Again. I mean, okay.
Police, I'm reporting certain people for harassing me and stalking me. I'm not saying who, but
We're going back to the police again. Well, I look forward to the knock on the door. Maybe you should start worrying about the police investigation that is being had on you. Maybe you should start worrying about the forging of the documents that you've just done. They can try and say that, Salem, but it literally has their account at the top. So, they can try.
that will be taken seriously. And I'm following what technically.
I'm sorry, what was that? I'm sorry, what? You're following what?
Police, I'm reporting certain people for harassing me and stalking me.
Bullshit.
I'm not saying who, but that will be taken seriously. And I'm following what technically.
I'm following. Was that meant to say police? Ooh, have you been told by the police to literally stay off live? So I just thought it was because all the lies were getting on top of you and you couldn't keep up with your lies. But, I know, right, Shazzy? We'll get a knock at the door. Everyone's going to get a knock at the door. There's no... He hasn't called the police on anyone. He's never called the police on anyone.
It would go in my favour now because police would say, well, she's not live. Why are you harassing her? Do you know what I mean?
Because you're still posting bullshit. They've been told to stay off, yeah. Is it illegal to fake medical documents? Yes, it is, Emily. So, you keep on posting bullshit. Just because you're doing it on another app.
So, I'm not live anymore. I'm not for a while anyway. I'm leaving the live stream community. And yeah, I'm doing content creating. And I'm focusing on my channel and growing it. And
You mean buying it? You mean buying your channel? But that's fine.
hopefully we can do good. While I'm at it, I would love to help people in the world as well.
Oh, God. Yeah, till they're allowed. Yeah, no, it's fine. Just print whatever diagnosis you want. Just make sure to post it publicly. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you can hear that he doesn't believe what they're saying.
So, like, do actual awareness on issues.
Oh, you mean actual awareness? No, you are the problem. When is it gonna sink into this moron's head that they are the problem? What people want is for them to just fucking disappear. You fucking caused all this bullshit by posting your fake fucking letter, and now you want to turn around and say, oh, I want to do good. Actual awareness.
Thanks for following.
Oh, you mean the fucking bullshit that you pull where you don't really understand what's actually happening in the world? Right. Okay.
In the world without obviously being political, but helping.
Because you don't fucking understand what's
following.
actually happening. You know what would help the people in the world? Get off socials, yeah? Yeah, they're going down the route of, oh, I'm going to be doing activism.
Like starving families and, you know, promote charities, do some charity stuff as well this year. Not.
Oh, wasn't that your go-to in December? That's what you promised everyone. The cycle literally repeats itself.
Look good. I hope you know that. I'm not doing it to look good.
Yes, you are. Because right now, what people want from you, Alphabet, is to fuck up and leave. That is what people want. That is what the fucking autistic community wants. That is what the trans community wants.
Thanks for
That
the
is
gift.
what a lot of people want, is for you to just fuck up and leave. Not come on IG. Just fuck up on all socials. Ugh.
I'm doing it to be a better
No, that's it. Many people I know donate and never publicise it. No, they don't. They really don't.
person.
Thanks for following.
And I'm doing it to feel good that I'm helping someone and helping people, because there isn't many people helping people in this world right now. And
Translation, there isn't many people helping me. Translation, there isn't many people helping me. Fuck me. Oh, we're just going through Alphabet's IG of yesterday, Fentic. There's been a lot. Morning, Julian. I remember them sending a treasure box about a year ago and spent a week boasting about it. Well, of course they
Thanks for
would.
the gift.
You just woke up from a horrid headache sleep. Oh, I'm sorry, Fentic. Those headaches can be horrible. If you're doing it to feel good, you don't need to say it. Well, no, he needs to say it. He needs to say it for the probably the 5% of the followers that they haven't bought. Doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. Using charity, a jet wash for the soul. Yeah.
if I want to be, and I want to be an earth angel. That's what I want to be. I want to be better. I want to blossom, and I want to be a good person. And I want.
This comes off the heels of them faking their autism diagnosis letter. Maybe you should run to ChatGPT and actually ask ChatGPT how I can be a better person. Ooh. Good way to deal with them is forehead strips. I used my wrist cold pack to learn. Oh, that's... Yeah, those can help. Those can help, Bentic.
People to see the real me, not the horrible version.
We see the real you. At this point, we see who you are. A liar, a scammer, a deceiver, a manipulator, an abuser. That is who you are at the core. It is a diversion tactic, yeah. Yeah, shutting the horse after the shutting the gates after the horse has bolted. Yeah. What's the bet he will be doing an autobiography soon? Oh God. And then we'll release a book saying, I mean, there was the list. There was the list. So we could do all the lives of Alphaba. Oh wait. That would be a really long documentary, wouldn't it? We could have about 6 seasons of all the lives of Alphaba around Dorothy, the life of a liar. I hate that young people believe what they say and defend their lies. Yeah, I know. You can tell the fact he has no friends left that have stuck by them, the kind of person he is. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Someone could write their own biography on them for those. Yeah, I think they could. The lockout files, yes.
That is peer pressured all the time version of me. I follow it.
You make that... you don't really understand what peer pressure is. There's a difference between being called out for your bullshit and made to apologize and made to take accountability and peer pressure. You're not fucking 5 anymore, Alphaba. You're 22. The fuck me. So, just for humour, we do have Toby and Jess. Oldest 22 on the planet, yeah. So the horrible side is other people's fault. Yes, Donna, yeah. It's everybody else's fault all the fucking time. Alphaba will never take accountability for the evil person they are.
Please.
My mum's got Diva.
Thank you for the gift.
My mum's...
Jess has got Maria down to a T, I will say. By the way, the full extended version of this is on The Observer's YouTube, by the way.
got Diva.
Yeah.
The song in the background is a choice.
Diva right now is in the kitchen. Yes.
Yeah. Diva's not allowed...
Right, Helen, yeah. And they tried to play that up on camera with Maria. We all saw that.
Diva's not allowed in the front room because of my autism. I can't be around the cat anymore after I was diagnosed with my autism. I'm not allowed to be around cats anymore. That's one of the rules for my autism.
I mean, yeah. We're waiting for that
I'm
one.
also not allowed to be around transphobic people or ableist because I am a disabled trans woman, so putting them laughing
Jess's impersonations of Maria's facial expressions.
faces is actually transphobic.
Oh, don't give him any fucking attention. Leave it. Leave it. Thank you for the gifts, guys.
Mods. Is there any mods? I don't care. Block them. Block everyone. Block everyone, mods.
Mods.
I don't care. I don't care. Just block everyone, mods.
Block all the haters.
Fucking hilarious. Oh, I love Toby and Jess. They're fucking... They make me laugh. Oh, they make me laugh so much. Comedy genius. Oh God, yeah, the other one. Absolute comedy genius. And sometimes you just need that comedy. You need that kick of comedy. Oh, somebody did this. It's a Nightmare continue. Nightmare.continue. This I couldn't. I wish I could do a decent E/Maria impersonation. I mean, yeah, I couldn't do it. The fuck? I shouldn't laugh at this, but I am. Oh, I have a feeling that that's how it's gonna come out. No, they haven't. The awful one. Jess is really Channel Maria, and he is correct. And then you have CLA. Fuck me, I can't. Y'all are creative. I will say that. I don't know how you guys. What the fuck do you? I mean, you guys take a picture and put this into ChatGPT to do this, or like there's Gemini VO3 as well. I think. Do you guys put this in a picture in and just be like, right, go nuts? Like, the bit at the end where the woman just I think that's meant to be Evil Queen just walks past. Oh fuck me. I can't. I think there was a certain like commands you can put in. Like, I need. Here we go. Some of the things I see, I'm like, oh my god. That's, yeah, imagine their hair falls out. They are balding, so it's probably quite fragile. I mean, yeah, I mean, oh, it's not gonna end well, is it? Oh, it's not gonna end well. And I just, oh, it's just not going to end well, is it? Wait, where is my fucking, did I not, oh, no, rude. The music's being rude. I must have closed that tab down by mistake, which is not what I wanted to do, by the way. Yeah, but is that going to be... I might do that tomorrow.